Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can build your own MQTT gateway based on the MySensors framework. And the models that you see here is I've made two of them. One is for wall mounting and we can switch off the mounting here. It's just a large empty compartment in here, and you have the wall mounting where you have your sensor mounted here in the bottom, or the VMOS D1 Mini, and then there's quite a lot of space in here, so you slide that cover on top of here, and then you have one that can be placed on a table. So you see the opening here for getting access to a micro USB. And then the cover is really, you have a screw here, so you just screw that like a lid on top, and a lot of empty space in there also, if you want to add additional stuff like a sensor, for example. Otherwise, this is going to be a MQTT gateway that is going to then act as a relay or gateway for all your sensors on your local network and send it out to a MQTT that can be connected then to your home automation or your controller. These are the components that we need for our MQTT gateway. I'm going to use the VMOS D1 Mini. It's an excellent chip, really reliable and good Wi-Fi on board. And then we're going to hook it up to our RFM 69, which is then the high power version of this 433 MHz chip. I also need to add a decoupling capacitor. You don't need this big. This is 1000 microfarads, but it's enough with 47 microfarads or something like that. But you need a good and stable power for this for the RFM 69. Time to solder. So here are now the two models that were printed for the MQTT gateway, and the first one, the wall mounted here, as you can see, there are some, I haven't done any post-processing, so there are some elevations and stuff that we want to get rid of here, and we're going to sand it and use a file. And this is printed by using EasyPrint PLA, which gets really nice when you just post-process it. And that is what I've done here for the round shape, so it is nice and smooth. And so yeah, get going to do some sanding. now we have post-processed both of the models here, and I'm not sure it's possible to see, but you can always hear it, that it has a really nice matte finish here. Again, the round shape of these models is there because it's so easy to do the post-processing and get a really nice result. Easy print, PLA, and just print it and sand it. To start off with dry sanding it with 240 paper, then go to 400 and 1200 wet sanding, and you have a really nice result. We're gonna mount it first. So the connector goes there, and you need these really small M2 screws, and they're not that common in normal hardware stores, so you probably need to go to or order them from an RC hobby store, and they usually carry these kind of small screws, so it's not a big problem to find them. But they are a bit hard to work with. You need a set of pliers or something to get the job done, especially down here where it's a bit tight. As you can see, it's a really big compartment, so you can put in more sensors and stuff like that if you want to. But I'm going to use it just as an MQTT Gateway, and with the 433 megahertz sensor or transmitter. And you just hook up the lid here, like that, and insert your micro USB, and it's a quite big gap here, so there should be enough space for more or less any type of micro USB connector. And there you have it, a really nice MQTT Gateway. If you want to place it on more or less a shelf or something, or if you want to put it on a wall, pretty more or less, you can put it pretty close to a wall outlet, and you mount it in the similar way. You need to lift this capacitor a bit to access where the screws are going, but oops, you definitely need a pliers or something. Hook it in place, and normally you probably won't need more than one screw for this, otherwise the other screw is unfortunately beneath the board here. Then that could be improved perhaps, but it's no problem to drill another hole, I guess. I will just use one screw to mount this at least. And here you have another nice model. If you just slide it down, and you can see it's also quite a lot of space here for the micro USB. And there you go. The models are ready. So now the time has come to program our Vimos D1 Mini, and I've already have a project for this, but it's really simple to set up if you're using this platform IO or you use the Arduino IDE. I'm going to show it here in platform IO. So you just create a new project, give it some name, and then you enter the Vimos D1 Mini. There are quite a few here to choose from. This is the one that is based. It's not the D32 based. It's the R1 or D1 R2 minis. And Arduino framework is okay here. And you have to choose what location you want the story to. But I'll press finish here, and you have to wait a few seconds. And as you can see, this there was a here is this platform ini file that is being created. I'm going to collapse a few of my projects here. So it created this structure where you have your source code here in the main. But I'll switch over to my already set up project, and we look in the ini file here. So you see I have added these library dependencies for the MySensors and the monitor speed, etc. So the serial port communication. So that's basically what you need to add on top of this for using MySensors. And yeah, just Google it. I mean, it's very easy to find this information of how the configuration for Platform IO should look like. And as you can see, or as you will see here, this is basically just using the standard sketch that you have here on MySensors, and then look for the MQTT and look and take the ESP module version here, and that's basically what I have here in my source code. And I've added instead of having all these parameters in the same file here, I've changed it to a MyDefines, which where I have all my personal stuff. So of course I'm not using the real stuff here, because then I would reveal things like my Wi-Fi SSID and my password for my Wi-Fi, and I'm using this to be sent to an MQTT server or a Mosquito MQTT server that is out on the internet, but you enter the domain here on what port to be used. Otherwise, you can also use it internally on your network with using an IP address also. But yeah, so this is basically the changes that you do for your MQTT gateway, your personal stuff. Otherwise, it's the straight sketch straight up. I mean, so you don't really have anything here in the where you present sensors and stuff like that. If you just use it for the gateway, we're going to be the standard setup for that. Is you will get a lot of code, of course, but that is included in the MySensors framework. When saying that this is a MQTT gateway, then you will get lots of add-ons on that. You also need to set this network ID if you are using, or you don't have to, but you need to have the same network ID on your sensors and your gateway for them to connect to each other. And you specify if it's it's the hardware or the high power version of the RFM69. It's the H that tells if it's the high power one, and which frequency that you're using. So that's basically it. You're just compile this and then you upload it. I've just plugged it into my into a microSP connector to this laptop or this computer, and you just compile it and upload it, and then you're good to go, and you have built your MQTT gateway. So you just put a 5-volt USB transformer to and plug it in and put it on a wall or place it on a bench. Thanks for watching.